so that they can always get the recording after now. So I'll just start so that I do not take too much of your time. Father, we thank you for this meeting. We ask that you have your way and speak to us in a way only you can, in Jesus' name. All right, so please note that this meeting is a virtual chat. So that means I won't do all the talking. That means I also want to hear from you. I also want to engage with you. So it's not all about me. It's about you too. It's a conversation. It's something that we'll need to talk to each other. So at any point in time, maybe when a question comes forward and you would like to share, please feel free to unmute yourself and then we can take it up from there. Okay, I know we're all muted, but I just want us to go to the chat right now and just use one word to describe yourself. Just one word, just one word. If you were asked to describe yourself today using one word, not your name that we all know, just using one word, how would you describe yourself? What would that name be? Or what would that word be? An adjective that describes you. So can we just go to the chat box? If it's amazing, if it's beautiful, if it's kind, whatever it is, I just want you to just put that word in the chat right now. I believe you all can hear me. Okay, so for me, for example, I'll describe myself with amazing. So I want to read from you. I'm waiting for you. Chioma Seno, KICC Royals, Vivian, Felicia. So please just use a word, okay? I see wonderful. Thank you. We're waiting for the others. Just one word to describe yourself. What will that word be? Brilliant. Okay, Ayomide says she's brilliant. Who else? Miss Chioma, Miss Eno, we're waiting for you. I'm kind. I said one word. I've seen three now. Just one word. So maybe we'll go with kind. All right. So I've seen amazing, brilliant, kind, courageous. Okay. All beautiful. Now, it's very important that we are certain about how we want the world to see us. Because the truth is the world will not see us differently from how we see ourselves. It starts with how we see ourselves. It starts with the thoughts we have about ourselves. So I welcome you all to this meeting. And just as a way of introduction, my name is Aramide Obas. I'm a certified leadership and personal development coach with John Maxwell's team. And it's my pleasure to have you here today. You've taken out this time out of your busy schedule to listen and be impacted. So I'm really proud of you. Okay, so we'll go to the business of the day. Just go to my next slide. Okay, so today the topic we'll be treating is living life by design. Living life by design. That means you living the kind of life you want, creating your own life. This is not to say that you're in control of everything that happens to you, but rather it's about you being able to choose the right response to everything that happens to you. So I just like to ask one or two people to tell me what they feel they will take home, or what is your expectation concerning this meeting today? Why are you here? That's what I'm asking. Why are you here? Simply, why are you here? Why are you here in this chat room, in this meeting room today? What are your expectations? So please, you can feel free, unmute yourself and let me hear from you. Anybody can go first. It's very informal, so please relax. Why are you here? What do you hope to achieve at the end of the day? I'm waiting. Ms. Vivian, you can unmute yourself and speak, please. What do you hope to achieve at the end of the day? Why are you here? Since I cannot see your faces, but you all can see mine. Why are you here? Can you tell us, please? And then Miss Eno, please get ready. Miss Vivian, can you unmute yourself? Miss Eno, please unmute yourself. Okay, Ayo, please speak. Ayo wants to tell us why. Go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's February now, even though we're still in the second month of the year, it's still the early stages of the year. So I think it's very important for us to have an idea of what we want to expect from 2025 so that we can end the year with, with a sense of achievement, a sense of fulfillment that, okay, I achieved what the things I want to achieve. So I think this virtual chat that is Living Life by Design is very important so that we can know and have like a designated plan for what we want for ourselves.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Someone else. I was taking the bull by the horn. Well done. Someone else, why are you here? What are you expecting? What do you hope to live with at the end of this chat? Please speak up, unmute yourself and speak. It's a chat. Oh. You saw it there, virtual chat. So that means we're going to be speaking to each other. Miss Vivian, you can unmute yourself. Say no, it's Chioma, it's Felicia. Let's engage. Let's engage.
Okay.
Let's engage. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, everyone. Just like the topic says, living by design. I know that to the best of my efforts, I have designed a life for myself. Like I have goals, and so I'm connected today to know how I can best achieve my goal for this year.
Okay.
So I have come to get strategies, to get ideas, a better way to equip myself, basically, to achieve my goal for the year ahead.
Okay, beautiful. All right, I'll take one more person before we go ahead. One more person before we go ahead. Is there any other person who wants to share? You want to tell me why you are here? Anyway, let's go ahead. Maybe as we go, the questions will come in. I want to be sure I'm not leaving anybody behind in the waiting room. Let me just check that quickly. Okay, so living life by design. Let's see, and it's my desire and it's my hope that at the end of the day, you achieve what you plan to achieve, what you plan to gain coming into this meeting. Okay, I'll start by sharing with us a story. Some of us may have heard this story before. For some people, it may be very new. Maybe you've not heard it before, but here goes. There are two very important birds that God created. There are lots of them, but for the purpose of this meeting today, I want to talk to us about two very important, two very interesting birds that God created. And these two birds are the eagle and the crow. So now the eagle is a very large bird, and that the eagle is the king of birds. It's called the king of birds and the master of the skies. That is because it can fly higher than all other birds and has a longer lifespan of between 20 to 30 years. Now, most birds respect the eagle. When they see the eagle come in, they know that, okay, this is the king of birds. It can go farther than I can. And so they give the eagle that level of respect, being who the eagle is. The eagle is also a terror to some other kinds of birds, smaller birds, takes advantages of them and just soars. Other birds are unable to catch up with the eagle. But there's another bird called the crow. Now, the crow is a lot smaller than the eagle, like you can see from the picture. So the large bird is the eagle, and the small one is the crow. But the interesting thing is that this little bird called the crow knows how to torment the eagle. It perches behind the eagle, and it doesn't just sit there like it's in charge of the eagle. It begins to peck at the neck of the eagle. So while the eagle is flying, moving here and there, the crow makes the life of the eagle very, very uncomfortable. The crow is the only bird that is that audacious to torment the eagle. Look at the size. This eagle is a large, big bird, but yet this tiny crow, without fear, continues to torment the eagle by perching on its back and pecking away at its neck every day. Now, as the eagle flies, at its ascents, the crow continues. It's having fun. It's just feeling like, yes, you may be the king of the bird, but I'm able to catch you, or I'm able to, be a pest, be a problem to you. It continues to perch. It continues to peck on the back of the eagle. The eagle tries to shake it off, but still the crow is persistent. This is what happens regularly between the eagle and the crow. But something significant happens along the way that changes the whole scenario, that changes the whole game plan for the eagle. And that is the fact that the eagle begins to soar higher and higher. Now, the crow is already distracted. He's still pecking and pecking and pecking and pecking away. I can imagine the crow saying, what do you think you are? You think you are so big. I'm going to torment you today. I'm going to stress you out today. I'm going to make your life so difficult. But the eagle continues to ascend. Maybe the eagle remembers that I am the king of the birds. Maybe the eagle remembers that I have the capacity to get to where these other birds cannot get to. I am the master of the skies. And what happens? The eagle continues to take flight. It continues to go higher and higher. And at the end of the day, it gets to a point where it goes so high, and the eagle, the crow rather, begins to suffocate. The eagle then finds it difficult to continue the flight the crow finds it difficult to keep up with the eagle. That is because at a certain point high up there in the skies, the air there begins to thin out. So it begins to suffocate the crow. It begins to suffocate the crow. The crow is not able to sustain that pressure that it was putting on the eagle. And guess what happens? Just like you can see on the slide, the crow now goes down. In fact, it loses breath. Most times they die and they begin to go down, and that's the end. And then the eagle, I can imagine the eagle nodding his head and saying, who is the king now? That is why I am the master of the skies. And it just occurred to me that it takes an eagle who knows how it was designed for it to know how to face the challenges of life. Imagine yourself as the eagle. We're talking about how to live life by design. Imagine yourself like this eagle. And then you have the crow. Now, the crow could represent challenges. It could represent difficulties. It could represent relation. It could represent anything in your life, that keeps pecking away, keeps perching, keeps making life difficult, making life uncomfortable for you. But if that eagle stayed where it was, maybe complaining to say, oh, I wish this crow would go away. I wish somebody would just do something to take this crow out of my neck. What will happen? It will just continue wasting time, and it will be there, not knowing that it was designed. It was designed to take flight. It was designed to ascend, not knowing that it had the capacity to deal with this crow in its life. And that's why it's important for you to live life by design. The problem many of us have, or the challenge, is we do not know the capacity we have. We do not know the skills we have. We play light of our capacities, of our potentials. We play light of the strength, the wisdom the powers, the abilities, you know, that God has placed inside of us. And so we just stay at that level, you know, where the ego was before. But the moment you understand how far you can go, the moment you understand your capacity, what happens? As you raise your altitude, you begin to shed all those extra weights, all those extra challenges, all those uncomfortable situations along the way. But guess what? It's not just a straight dive. Because some people get tired. Oh, I've been doing it for a year. I've been doing it for 2 years. I've been doing it for 1 month. I'm not seeing a change. The eagle did not just go up at once. What happened? It was ascending little by little, one step at a time. And then the crow was getting weaker. We can also pick a lesson or two from the crow. The crow also did not recognize that, come on, I am not the master of the skies. I am not supposed to be here. So what am I doing here? That God did not design me for me to be way up there. I should know where my place is. But he was looking at the eagle, and feeling like, what can this eagle do that I cannot do? Boastful living. What's so special about this eagle? Why does this eagle think is the master of the skies? But I can imagine that by the time this crow hits the floor, he will recognize and respect the authority of the eagle as the master of the skies. All right? So do I have eagles in the room? Because I want to talk to eagles today. Do I have eagles in the room? If you're an eagle in the room, I'm not talking to the crows in the room. I don't think we have crows here. Please unmute yourself. Let me just hear your voice. Do I have eagles in the room? I told you that we're talking to each other.
Yes, please.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So it's very important that you see yourself as an eagle, because if you don't see yourself that way, then it's going to be quite difficult for people to see you in that way. So when you see yourself as that eagle who is gaining altitude, the way you react to life, the way you handle life, the way you make decisions, the way you live your life will even be different. So that takes me to the main crux of our discussion today, living life by design. There are very important things that you need to think about when we talk about living life by design, and I'm going to focus on them in 3 categories. Number 1 is you need to gain clarity on your purpose. You need to gain clarity on your purpose. You need to understand why you are here. You need to understand why you are existing. You need to understand what you are called to do. You need to understand your vision. You need to understand your purpose generally. Okay, that's very important. Next, you need to understand yourself. Just like I said, it has to do with self-mastery. The eagle knew where he could get to, but the crow obviously did not understand at all its own level. It did not understand its own level. So you should understand yourself, master yourself well, know your strengths, know your capacity, and then be open to growth. And I believe the people here today are people who are eager to grow. Another area we'll be looking at in order to live our lives by design is embracing positivity and gratitude. You can't just live like that, being negative. Oh, if the crow sits in one place, if only I was an eagle, if only I was an eagle. No, the crow has to be grateful that he is a crow for him to live a life that is by design. Live to the best of his ability. If the eagle doesn't know how it was designed, it will just stay there and live a mediocre life. So if you don't know your purpose, what will happen? You will fall prey to your weaknesses. If you don't know how you were designed, you will live a mediocre life. And that is what we are discussing here today. So it's about discovering you so that you can shake off everything that makes you fall prey to the crows around. There are crows in life, eh? There are crows everywhere. Everything that stands against your success, that stands against your joy, that stands against you fulfilling purpose, can be likened to a crow. I've said it before that the truth is, if you do not see yourself differently, it is unlikely that you will live above whatever challenges you are facing today. Now, the truth is this: the challenges may not go away, but your response will change when you understand how you were designed. Yeah, your response to the challenges will change, your reactions will change, and you will see them as, you know, a process to maybe grow, improve yourself, and live a more fulfilling life, instead of you to, you know, live in such a way that you are downcast, or you are feeling like, oh, if only. There are lots of people who say, if only I had this, if only I was this. You cannot change certain things. So it's better you gain clarity on your purpose, you master yourself, and then you embrace positivity and gratitude. Okay? All right. So I'll go to the next slide now, where we gain clarity of purpose. These are some questions I just want you to think about. Okay? Think about, why are you here? Why are you here? Can we just put it in the chat box? Ask yourself, why are you here? Why did God create you? I want to read from us. Just, there's no right or wrong answer. We are learning together. Okay? So don't feel like okay, what can I say? Is this a right answer or a wrong answer? Think about it in like 20 seconds. And I'm asking you, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here? Please post your response in the chat. I told you that this is a virtual chat. Why are you here? Why did God just look at you and say, okay, let's just create this person? Okay? Al Hassan says, I'm here to fulfill my God-ordained purpose on earth. Go ahead. Other people, please drop. And I want us to be as specific as possible. If you say you are here to fulfill your God-ordained purpose on earth, can you tell us what that purpose is? Tell us what that purpose is. Please, let's put something in quickly. Don't think too much about it. The first thing that comes to your mind, put it down. At the end of the meeting, you can go back and ask yourself these questions, and then see if your perspectives have changed. Why are you here? Another question is, are you living or merely existing? There are two different things. Number 3, what problems are you called to solve? Sorry, this should be solved, not solved. Pardon that error. Okay, I'm here to learn more of how to get a better vision of myself and also to add to society, okay, in a positive way. Okay, thank you. So why are you here? I'm not just talking about why you're in this chat room today, in this Zoom meeting today. I'm asking about, why are you existing? Why did God create you? Or let me ask another question. What problems are you called to solve? What problems are you called to solve? Ignore the D behind the solve. What problems are you called to solve? I'm looking for someone who is very bold. Just unmute yourself and talk to us. What problems, looking at your life today, what problems do you think you are solving? What problems do you think you are called to solve? What problems do you think you have the capacity to solve? Education, for example, is solving illiteracy problem, right? You as a person, what problems are you called to solve? Because that's how you recognize your purpose. So please, I want us to engage. I want us to talk. All right? I said it's not just me doing all the talking. It's a virtual chat. Think about yourself personally. What problems are you called to solve? Except you want me to start calling names, but I want us to be very comfortable. Someone, please unmute yourself and tell us, what problems do you think you're called to solve? It's a very important question. If you don't know, put it in the chat. I don't know. I'm not sure. But the only thing you cannot do is to be silent. You need to tell me something. What problem are you called to solve? Why are you here? Why are you existing on earth? Did God just create you to say, okay, go to the family of Mr. and Mrs. Abubakar, and after a couple of years, after 100 years, I'll call you back? Is that why you are here? What problem are you called to solve? Because until you understand that, you won't function well in your giftings, you won't function well in your capacity and explore all that God has placed in you. I can't believe nobody will answer this question. We'll have to stay here until somebody answers the question. We go nowhere.
I
All
want.
right. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am an educator. So I'm here to impart knowledge on people. I'm here to help mold lives, because I teach young children. So I'm here to mold life, to be a role model to people, you know, so to instill the right character in children, to make them better citizens of the country.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Someone else, then has told us why she's here, as far as she's concerned. Solve problem of training, helping children to grow well, raise them well, build the right capacities, or build the right relationships, lifestyles, you know. All right. Someone else. I need one more person before we go on. Unmute yourself and speak. Feel free. Okay. Sometimes when you have a gathering that is not too large, it's so that people can really get to the root of, you know, issues and get a lot out of it.
Okay, I'd say I'm still in the process of discovering my purpose, but I would say that studying economics, and I'd say that I was called to like help companies, organizations, and I also have a desire and passion to help people to render advices and everything. So I'd say my purpose is in the, aspect of helping people gain clarity and just something like that.
Okay, something like that. All right, that's nice. Help people gain clarity, help people manage finances well, give them direction. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you so much for those responses. For those who have not responded, I want to believe that you are thinking about it. If it's a difficult question, then for you to answer, then that tells me that you are making progress. It's making you think. Okay, so you need to understand why you are here, really, for you to live life by design. Because if you don't know why you are here, what will happen is you'll just be existing. You just wake up every day, you go to work, do your routine stuff, go back home, no fulfillment, no achievement, no excitement, no joy, you know? Your purpose tells you what problems you are called to solve. When you look around you, let me help you gain clarity on your purpose. When you look around you, what is it that hurts you? That you feel like, oh, I wish I could just change this thing. Me, for example, I'm not excited when I see people who can do so much and they are doing so little. So I'm called to help people discover themselves more, to know themselves more, have more confidence in themselves, live more fulfilling lives. And that's why I'm having a meeting like this, because I feel that there's nobody who is connected to me or who I can reach that should have, so low self-esteem, feel like they are not good enough to explore their giftings. That's what I feel I'm called to. Mentorship. I want people to live happily, that at the end of time, you say, yes, I died empty. I think it was Miles Monroe that said that. He said, at the end of time, when I leave, I want to die empty. The truth is, over there, God does not need your gifts. The reason why he gave you your gifts is so that you can be a blessing to your world. The reason why he gave you that gift, that passion, that potential is so that you can polish it and be a blessing to the people who come around you. But you will merely be existing and you will not live your life by design if you have no clue. So please write it down. What is my purpose? When you understand your purpose, it determines your actions. You know what to do, you know where to be, you know how to spend your time, you know how to invest your resources, okay? But if you do not know your purpose, you will just be dilly-dallying all over the place, and guess what? You will not be fulfilled. You will not do the best with yourself. Now, I'm not talking about what keeps you busy, because being busy doesn't mean that you are living your best life. And you don't have to wait till things hit you hard before you start making conscious efforts to live lives that are more, or to live a life that is more fulfilling. The thing is, God has called us to thrive. To thrive means that you are excelling. When you look at the trees, you know, at a certain time, all of them are looking so beautiful. You know, they are looking so nice. At a certain time, everything, they are drying up and all of that. God did not call us to just be going season in and out. No, he called us to continue to thrive. That day in, day out, there's someone that your gift is impacting. That's living life by design. And one thing I've noticed is this: you are more exciting, you're more excited, you are more fulfilled when you can point to the fact that, oh, today was a very fulfilling day because I was able to be a blessing to someone, because I can do this and I made this for someone that changed their whole perspective. There's a reason for your existence. And when you know your purpose, what happens? You focus on high impact moves. What do I mean by high impact moves? When I've said it now that I'm called to solve a problem of, let's say, low self-esteem, people not living their lives to the fullest, people not understanding themselves. So what do? I focus on high impact moves. What I'm doing today is a high impact move for me. Because at the end of this meeting, I'll be so excited that, yes, I did this. I was able to help someone gain clarity, right? So you focus on high impact moves. But if you don't know where you are, you will just be all over the place. And the truth is this: when you are in the line of your purpose, it fuels you to even engage in other things. Your purpose may not be the thing that brings you money. Let's not confuse it. Because you may be in a job, you are not satisfied, you are not excited about it. That's why some people go to work. They are paying them so much, but they do the work anyhow because they don't have the passion. But you see somebody else who is not earning as much, who is so passionate about it, and the person wakes up in the morning, the person is so happy. But one is earning so much, wakes up in the morning, the person is so sad, the person is depressed, and the person is having migraines, the person is having ulcer, because the person is bitter. So it's not necessarily, it's not, in fact, not, let me not just say necessary, it's not about what you do, but some people are blessed to be earning from the area of their purpose. Those are blessed people, where you see that what you're doing is in line with your purpose. So you're not only functioning in the area of your purpose, you are even earning while you're in that area of your purpose. So don't just engage in random activities. Plan your life. Be disciplined about your life in terms of your purpose. Whatever your purpose is, I'm not saying go resign on your job and say, okay, I don't think this is my purpose. No, look out for your purpose. See how you can gain strength, gain stamina in that area. Somebody can say, oh, I think I'm called to help the needy. And the person is jobless. And he says, no, my purpose is to feed the hungry, is to feed the nation. So I want to start an NGO. And the person does not have a job. How do you do that? No. You can help people in other ways that you have capacity to do. And then hope and pray for the time that will come where, okay, you are now earning so much, you can now start the NGO on the side. All right? So it's very important that we develop ourselves to understand our purpose with wisdom. And then you realize that there's no perfect time to say, okay, when I'm 50, I'll start working in my purpose. It can start now in small ways, in little ways, and then you get the satisfaction that you desire at the end of the day. Your habits will also expose who you truly are. They'll also expose your purpose. If you're somebody that, oh, when I'm listening to the news, I just want to listen and find out what's happening in Gaza, for example, what's happening in war zones, this and that. Maybe you're called to keep peace. So it's not until you become an ambassador to somewhere or a country that you begin to do that. Around you, you start looking for ways through which you can deal with conflicts. You can help people manage conflict. You can help people move forward and not be destroyed by conflict. That is living and understanding your purpose. That is living life by design. And so in the course of talking about purpose, let me just chip this in. Your goals should be in line with your purpose. The reason why some people don't achieve their goals is simply because their goals are not in line with their purpose. Their goals are just things that, oh, what can I achieve this year? If I want to have 100 million naira in my account. How do I do it? People say Bitcoin is the one selling now. They say this one is selling now, and you just jump into it. Something you are not interested in, something you do not have a passion for. And then by February, your goals, your aspirations, your plans for the year are frustrated. You are super frustrated. You say, oh, no, this goal thing does not work. No. When you understand your purpose, you now build your goals in line with your purpose. You can have your relationship goals, your work goals, everything. But in terms of your purpose too, you have a goal, so that fuels every other area of your life. It's like not putting a fish on land and expecting the fish to prosper. No. But if you have a little bit of water somewhere, that fish gets air from the water. It's its natural habitat. So it's now able to function. Even if you bring it to land bit by bit and take it back, it's a lot easier than you just keeping the fish on land. The fish will die because there's total absence of water. Okay? So let me ask you again. Please put it in the chat. What problems are you called to solve? Now I'm asking you a simpler question instead of just saying purpose, purpose, purpose. Put it in the chat with what I've said, especially for those who have not said anything. Just put it in the chat quickly. With all I've been saying, what comes to mind about the problems you are called to solve? 2 Timothy 2:20 says, now in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and clay, some for honorable use, some for dishonorable. And I'm hoping that at the end of this meeting, more of us, in fact, all of us, will be more intentional about our purpose, and we'll start, we'll use our purpose, we'll be vessels for honorable use. Okay? So please put it in the chat box. I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. I'm eager to read from you. I'm eager to read from you. For those who have not said anything, if you want to unmute yourself and say something, please do. If you want to put it in the chat, please do. But I need to hear from you. 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 Put it there. We're talking about your purpose. You've not said anything. You don't really understand. But it's getting clearer. I believe it's getting clearer. So put it there. Write it in your book and work towards it. Okay. All right. I'll go back to the charts, but let me just run through. Now, secondly, I mentioned self-mastery and growth. In talking about self-mastery, I started with the story of the eagle. And I said something, I hope we all remember what I said, that it took the eagle the ability to know its capacity for it to function well. That's knowing yourself. A is doing something doesn't mean you have to do it or that you are called to do that thing. And that's why I have here, play to your strength. What is it that you consider your strength? If your strength, for example, is in singing, but you can't dance, play to your strength. You get more applause, you get more awards, you get more rewards when you play to your strength. Wherever it is that you work, even if the vision or that whatever it is you are good at does not exist, and it's something that is your strength, you can actually introduce it. You can actually introduce it because that's how you add value. That's how you improve yourself. That's how you build your capacity. That's how you live life by design. There are organizations that have incorporated ideas, not because they thought about it in the first place, but because someone had the capacity and someone said, oh, I can do this for the company. And then the person gets rewarded. The more problems you are able to solve, the more rewards you get. That's the truth. So whatever comes to you today, no matter how you look at it, oh, the system is unfair, or the economy is too hard, or not everybody is complaining. It's a function of the problems you are able to solve. And so it's good that you play to your strength. Be in that area where your strength is really being explored. Do a self-audit. What's a self-audit? It's looking at your life. What is it that I want? What is it that I expect? What am I good at? What are my past losses? I don't like saying failures, because if you learn from something, I don't see it as a failure. You either win or you learn. So I didn't get it right does not mean that I failed. I just learned one more way not to do it. And then you pick the lesson along the way. Are you taking the feedback? Plan your life, build your capacity to do more. This quote says, self-mastery means turning the critical eye inward to yourself rather than always identifying the fault of others, because that's what some people do. They only say, oh, no, I don't like the way people talk to me. People around me are very rude. People around me are very this. What about you? Master yourself. If you have a weakness, don't try to avoid those areas. You can imagine someone who says, I want to quit drinking, right? And all his friends are people who drink. Then he now says it's so difficult to quit drinking. It's going to be difficult because you have not mastered yourself. Somebody says, this year I want to save money. In fact, I'm not buying anything, no impulsive buying, no, I need to plan my funds. But yet, all the apps on your phone, they are all apps of quick delivery, 24 hours delivery, online shopping. You are in groups where they are selling shoes, where they are selling bags, and then you say, oh man, it's so difficult. Or someone says, I want to lose weight. But you always stroll in front of the place where they sell all the unhealthy foods. How? You need to master yourself and help yourself. Self-mastery is the key to unlocking your full potential and becoming the best version of yourself. It's about taking control of your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and channeling them towards achieving your goals and objectives. Let me ask us a question. I like asking questions. I wish we were doing face-to-face. I know it would have been easier for us to really talk, okay? But please just try. Just try. As the questions come, I encourage you to answer. How can you grow? How can you grow? How? There are different ways you can grow. So when we're talking about this growth thing, what comes to your mind? How can you grow? You can unmute yourself. You can put it in the chat. Please, 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 let's communicate. Encourage me. How can we grow? How can you grow? Because there could be ways that I have not also thought about that you will share with us today. How can you grow? How can you grow? I'm not just talking about you growing and becoming 20 years. Tomorrow I'm 25 years. How can you grow? How can you grow? Can I get some responses, please? How can you grow? How can you grow? How can you grow? By learning new things. Thank you. Someone says by learning new things. Okay. Another way, let's pop those responses in, please. Let's do it quickly. How can you grow? We're almost done, but I think it's very important that we try and engage. How can you grow? By learning new things. Which other ways can we grow? There should be lots of ideas. Okay, how can we grow? More responses.
We can grow through discipline and consistency.
Okay, by being disciplined and being consistent, you can grow. Okay, you can also grow by embracing feedback. Okay, you can also grow even if it's not by asking for receiving feedback. You can ask. Okay, okay, Mr. Chris is answering. After reflecting on what you have said, I know for sure I'm called to solve problems in the area of public health. Beautiful, beautiful. So you can now start channeling your ideas, your actions towards that area. All right. So I go ahead. There are different ways we can grow. All right. Growth is the only guarantee that your tomorrow will be better. If you don't make conscious efforts to grow, to improve, what will happen is you will just be at that spot. You'll find out that, yes, you are growing older. Chronologically, you are growing, but that's all that will happen. Growth is the only guarantee that tomorrow will be better. Because when you improve yourself, what happens? Your tomorrow gets better. When you grow, you embrace feedback, you ask questions, you attend trainings, you discuss with people. Ultimately, areas where you need to make changes are pinpointed. And then the quality of your life greatly improves. There are some people who have an attitude problem. They are just plain unfriendly, they are not polite and things like that. But they are very sharp, they are intelligent. Have you met people like that? They are very sound on the job, but in terms of attitude, is trouble. And so they are not growing, they are not making progress. And every day they are carrying the qualifications up and down. I've got a master's, I've got a PhD and everything, but nothing is happening. Their credentials are growing, but them, they are not growing. But when you master yourself, it helps you grow because you are able to identify those areas that need improvement. And ultimately, what happens? Your life improves. You begin to live your life by design, because it's not as if God created some people to be down there, as they say, and some other people to up to be. No, 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 no. It's about mastering yourself, knowing your strengths, playing to your strengths, doing a self-audit. After this meeting, sit down. If you cannot tell yourself the truth, it will be unfortunate. Tell yourself the truth. What are the feedbacks I've been getting? Ask people around you. Tell me, what area do you think I want to improve? I need to improve on. Read books. Go to YouTube and start working on those areas. You see that you open more opportunities to yourself. And what happens as you grow like that? You are expanding your capacity to receive more. You are expanding your capacity to be blessed. That's what happens. All right? So please pursue self-mastery. Turn a critical eye inwards towards inwards to yourself, rather than always identifying the faults of others. Now, to live life by design, you need to embrace positivity and be grateful. Develop a gratitude attitude. There's a song we used to sing back then when with the kids in nursery. I've got a gratitude attitude. Yes, it's very important. The Bible says here that a joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. You can't keep thinking about the past. Oh, if not that this happened to me, let go of the past. The past should be a springboard for you to improve yourself. Expect good things. Believe that good things happen to you. Have a positive mentality. Be intentional about happiness. Choose to be joyful, especially for the fact that you can't change situations. Some things have happened. You cannot change them. That's why people get depressed, because bad things, so to say, happen, difficult. They go through very difficult moments, and they are not able to live beyond that difficult moment. And what happens? They are unable to live life by design. They begin to lose out and break their relationships. the things that bring them joy, the things that are there to improve their lives, they begin to take them for granted. And they start going down the drain. The next thing you hear that this person is depressed, the person has committed suicide. So be positive, even with the challenges. Don't be that person who wakes up in the morning and say, oh God, today again, things are so difficult. This life, only God knows. You join everybody and complain and complain and complain and complain. Always complaining. Don't be that person. Wake up in the morning and tell yourself, I will have a good day. That's living life by design. Expect that good things will happen to you. Because if your mindset is just full of negative things, sad moments, oh, things are so hard. There are some people that there's no day they don't complain that things are hard. There is no day. And you complaining about it does not change it. That's the interesting thing. So you have to be intentional about your happiness. Things are hard. So what? Is it hard for everybody? There are some people that may not have the 3 square meals, but they're happy. If not, if everybody had, if having all you need or all you want in life brings happiness, you won't be hearing of, the kind of people who kill themselves. They have everything, so to say. They have the money, they have the connections, but still they are not fulfilled. So really, joy, happiness is not something that money buys. Okay? Money can provide you with a home, but like we always say, it doesn't mean it will give you peace in that home. Yes, money can solve some problems and make your life a lot happier. I agree, but it takes more. Protect your mental health. Who are the people around you? Who are the people speaking over you? How do you handle the struggles of life? Speak to people. Don't just stay in that spot where you are broken and then you are just so crushed. Protect your mental health. Be careful about what you expose yourself to. Personally, I don't like looking at gory pictures. Oh, they are killing people, they are doing this, because it will affect me. So I try to protect myself. It's not denying the fact that these things happen. No, it's about me protecting my mental health to say, okay, I just want to be in that space where I'm able to develop joy naturally. Remove yourself from toxic environments, from toxic people. Go to your phone. It's something I did intentionally this year. There are some people that once they call you, oh my God, they never tell you anything good. They just take the joy out of your life. You need to do something about them. Yes, there may be people who are close family members. You cannot throw them away. You can selective association. If you talk to them in the evening when you have too much time, you can choose to talk to them in the afternoon during your break time so that they don't have so much time to mess up your mind. So you can choose to be joyful irrespective of your circumstance. And the reason why some people are so bitter is they look at other people, just like the crow. Looking at the eagle, who does he think he is? Why does he think he's the only one who can fly so high? What's the big deal about him? And because of that, there's this bitterness. We are all called to different assignments. If the fish is in the ocean and is looking at the lion shouting, what does he think he is? Lion of the jungle. And so he's jumping up and down. And he says, okay, whatever he does, I can do. And then he jumps out of the water, goes to the land. What happens? It will die. That's why some people are really, really frustrated. Be grateful for your today. I always tell myself that whatever it is I'm expecting, whatever it is that seems to be work in progress in my life today is somebody's prayer. You may be praying, oh, I just need this. If only I had this. Oh, it's like the man who has a pair of shoes and says, I don't like my shoes. When he now sees the person who has no legs, that's when he becomes grateful. You don't need to wait till that point in time. How do you develop this joy that we're talking about, this natural happiness? Be content with what you have as you strive for more. Be patient, build yourself, grow. That's why you need to grow. build your capacity to take more. Speak affirmations over yourself. This is one assignment I want to give you that I feel will help you at the end of the day. Go back and write some affirmations about yourself that you say about yourself that makes you feel good about yourself and good about your expectations. Just write it. I have an affirmation every morning. I say that to myself. I tell myself that you are successful. You are an amazing person. The grace of God is upon your life. You have all it takes to excel. Your potentials are receiving life. Your voice is going to be heard. It's being heard all over. The grace of God is upon my life. Speak those words over your life, because as you speak them, your actions will now start aligning with the affirmations. If you're not taking anything away from this meeting today, take away this: an affirmation over yourself. An affirmation builds the kind of future you see for yourself. That's the truth. Your past does not define you really, but your future does. So what you do in preparation for your future, how you build your future, how you carve your future is very important. And that's why you should speak positive words. Be intentional about the words you speak over yourself. I hope we are making progress. Everybody has been very quiet. I hope we are making progress. Okay? I hope we are making progress. Is there anybody who has an affirmation? You wrote it down. I'm not just saying praying. Praying is important, very, very important. But is there anybody here who has utilized the utilized affirmation, that you have affirmations that you speak over yourself? I'm hoping that by the next time we connect, you all will have such affirmations. Just write them down somewhere. Every morning you wake up, speak them to yourself, and believe that all things are working together for your good. So embrace positivity. Be excited about life. When you wake up, don't just say today has come again. Oh my God, I don't know how the traffic will be. No, speak positively. Speak positively. Today is a beautiful day. I'm grateful I'm alive. And then, yeah, gratitude. Be grateful to the people around you, the people who are being a blessing to you, the people who are supporting you. Do not take them for granted. The people God has placed in your life, do not take them for granted. Celebrate people. You cannot attract what you do not honor. You cannot be disrespectful to people. You cannot be disrespectful. You don't honor your parents. You don't honor the people around you. You don't honor the people God has placed in your life. And then you want to attract it. It doesn't work that way. When you are grateful, you honor. And then when you honor, you are able to attract the same to yourself. Hello. Hello.
Hello, ma.
All right.
Hi.
Thank you. I just want to
Bye.
hear people's voices because I've been talking and talking. Yes, so this is how you can actually live by design. It's not difficult. I'm not going to tell you do this first in the morning, do this in the afternoon, take these drugs 3 days, 3 times a day, and all of those things. This is in the little things you do. And then you find out that your life is more beautiful. When you are grateful, even the way you react to issues. Somebody gets you upset, you that you woke up in the morning and you said your affirmation, you said, today is going to be a beautiful day. Somebody makes you angry, you tell the person, I've already declared that today is going to be a beautiful day for me. So you cannot spoil my day. So it changes your reaction. And then you're even able to influence other people and they'll be asking you, what's wrong? Are you the only one that is happy around here? So while others are running here and there, because truly some people cause problems for themselves. They are bitter. Things are not working. Yes, I know. Things could be difficult, but how do you react to those things? Okay? But if you are positive, you have the mindset that it's only for a while. It's only for a while. Maybe what I'm doing right now is not what I wish to be doing. But that thing you are doing, give it your best. While you are there, build it in such a way that you do it so well, so that whatever rewards that can accrue to you will come to you. Do it very well. Don't just be one of those people, you know, we say it a lot. I can't kill myself. And then what happens? You are still in that spot dying. And then you see some other people, they are rising to the top. You need to pay attention to your environment. Be grateful for the blessings God brings your way, no matter how little they are, because those little trickles that we call trickles are the ones who become an ocean later. But if you don't appreciate them as the trickles, then the ocean will not come. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope with these few words of mine, you have picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lessons on how you can live your life by design. So I want to hear from us quickly. We have questions, but before I take the questions, because some people actually posted their questions, maybe we should even dig into the questions. Then if we have anyone in the room, then we can deal with them. I don't want to keep us for too long. Now, this is one question somebody asked. Number one, the person said, is life A, what happens to us, or what we make with what happens to us? What do you think? If you are for A, can I just see your virtual hand? Or, okay, fine, let's post it. If your answer is A, put it in the chat. If your answer is B, put it in the chat. Is life what happens to us or what we make with what happens to us? Can you please just put it in the chat quickly? A or B? A or B? Okay. Ayo says it's what we make with what happens to us. Okay, one day B. Okay. V says B. Wow. Are you guys sure? Everybody's saying B. Okay. Who else? Everybody's saying B. B, 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 B. I've not seen any A. I'm wondering why. Okay, for those people who picked B, can someone, you are very sure is not A, can you tell us why you picked B? Why are you saying life is what we make with what happens to us? Please unmute yourself. You are very sure of your response. That is B. Please unmute yourself quickly and tell us why. Why did you choose B? Why did you choose B? Why? Why B? Why not A? Why B? Why not A? Why B? Why not A? Who has not spoken? Mrs. Arawande,
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
who is speaking? Okay, who is speaking?
Al Hassan speaking, ma'am.
All right, go ahead. Why did you pick B?
Okay, I picked B because in my own understanding, I believe we are responsible to the happenings around us. Just like how you've explained, we shouldn't let the things that happens in our lives to take over our lives. So I feel that we are responsible, and we are responsible to the things that happens around us. And I know that there are times that we are faced with various situations in life, difficulties, challenges, but we shouldn't let that determine our lives. We have to move forward and also look for ways to step out.
Okay, thank you very much. One more person, please. I also want to learn from us. One more person, please.
Okay, my name is Arawande.
Go ahead, talk to us.
For me, I'm saying B as well, basically because we don't always have control over what happens to us, but we are 100% in charge, or we have 100% control of what we do with those, or in those circumstances. We don't 100% control what happens. We're not in 100% control of what happens, but how we react, how we respond is totally dependent on us. So for me, that is what life is.
All right, thank you very much. Very well said. Life, for some people who decide to choose A, are the people who will stay on that spot. Do you understand? Are the people, so it's a choice that people get to make themselves. You even deciding to say, I'm not doing anything about it and reacting negatively is a choice. So the person who says life is what happens to me will stay on that same spot, not making progress, not doing anything. But a better choice will be B, that most of us have chosen. So I'm giving you guys a clap. That means, yes, the lesson has been understood. If not, maybe you'll have come to repeat the class. All right. Okay, so I have another question. At what point do you make a life-changing decision? And how can you be convinced that it is time? Now, how do you know that it is time to make that life-changing decision? Anybody wants to share with us, maybe from your experience, if not from your experience, maybe, based on what you know, what you have heard. Can anybody throw more light on this? At what point do you make a life-changing decision? Is it when your pastor tells you to make a life-changing decision? You, by yourself, how can you know that it is actually time for you to make that life-changing decision? Is there anybody who has not spoken to us?
Okay, so I'd say it's time to make a life-changing decision when you feel like staying the same way is more costly than taking the risk, in the sense that your current situation feels like it's draining you, you feel stuck, you feel unfulfilled, and it feels like you are forcing something that no longer aligns with you. So I feel like in that situation, you have to, take that risk. You have to make that life-changing decision because you feel like you have grown beyond where you are. And also in a situation where more opportunities start appearing, when you feel like, oh, these doors that you have always been dreaming about, those doors that you feel like you've been wanting to pursue for a while, start opening the opportunity that comes up, then yeah, I think you can take the life-changing decision.
I'm super proud of this young lady.
Thank you.
That's the truth, because the thing is, if you work with the crowd, if you don't master yourself, you don't know your expectations, you don't know your dreams, it becomes difficult for you to make life-changing decisions. That's why some people plan all their lives. 5 years ago, they were on the drawing board. It's been 10 years, they're still on the drawing board. But a time will come, but it takes courage, right? It takes courage, it takes wisdom for you to just sense that nudge inside you to say, this is the time. It's called an epiphany moment. For different people, it happens in different ways. Some people fall ill and it happens. Some people lose their jobs and it happens. Some people listen to a meeting like this, listen in on a meeting like this, and it happens where they just say, okay, I think I need to think more about my life. I think I can do this. I think I have to take things seriously. So there is no point where it will be somebody that will make that decision for you. It's something that you have to do inside you. All right. Yeah, you have your hands raised. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and speak. I don't have the name, so I'm not sure who this is. Go ahead. I've asked you to unmute. Go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. This is Adenike.
All right, welcome.
Okay, for me, I think it is when you are being pained. That is when you'll be moved to, do something about your life, to change your decision. I hope how will I put it now? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Like when you are pained, yes, when you are pained, that is when you feel, oh, I need to change this situation I'm in right now. I need to move to the next stage. So let me share a little story about myself. I remember when I was in secondary school, I was not doing well in class. And then, it got to a stage when I saw my results, the way, my results, my performance and everything, I felt bad one day and I said, wait, by the time I finish from secondary school, they won't be writing my father's name on my report card. It will be my name. And everywhere I go, it will show that, you this lady, your performance is bad. You didn't really do well in school, you know. So I sat down and I had to speak to myself. Enough is enough. I need to work on myself and then do better. And then from there, I started from scoring F, E, and D. I moved to A, B, and I decided to stay on that A till I finish. So if you're not paid, you will not be forced to move from that stage to the next phase. So that is all I have to share, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well said, well said, well said. When you get to that point where you know that you have had enough. And I think God just gives us all that instinct, you know, where there's that nudging. Some people want, what do they call it now? They'll want confirmation from other people to say, okay, I've been thinking, do you think it's not bad to seek advice, but if you are not convinced within yourself, most likely that change will not happen. So it's very important that you get to that point where you're looking at your life to say, okay, is this how I want to be for the next 5 years? I want us, after this meeting, go to the drawing board, look at yourself today. There's something, I heard that I listened to someone and she said something very, very significant that practically changed the trajectory of my life. It helped me to live more intentionally. She said something, she said, today, maybe 25, 35, 50, 60, whatever it is that you are. But the truth is, as you celebrate one birthday, I'm not saying this to scare everybody, but I say it often. As you celebrate one birthday, as people are telling you happy birthday, it's 1 year, so to say, less that you have to live. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It's because the truth is that some of us, we just live life as if nothing is happening anyhow. We are just in control. Tomorrow is in my pocket. Nobody knows tomorrow. Nobody knows. So if God were to wake you up today and, you know, he were to show you a blueprint of your life, my prayer is that every one of us will live old and all of that. To say, okay, by so and so time, it will be time for you to make that move. What will you do differently? What will you do? What will you start doing today? When people are living in anger, people are living in unforgiveness, people are living in bitterness, people are fighting, they are so angry with life, angry with everybody, they cannot forgive, they cannot move on, they cannot let go. It gives cause for worry because you don't know tomorrow. You know, and you don't have to wait until maybe somebody kicks the bucket, something happens, before you start living intentionally, before you start living your life by design. Make up your mind that you will not waste another day. You're just in the house, somebody comes in, oh, I'm just passing, I just said, let's go out. You start going out from one street to, say, what's that? Plan your life. Cut down on things that are wasting your time, wasting your capacity, your ability. You know, we always use these footballers as a yardstick to measure, right? And you say, okay, these guys are playing soccer. They play for how many minutes? How much are they earning? What are you doing with your life? How many hours do you spend? By the time you look at your day, 24 hours, you sleep for 10 hours, you do this for 3 hours. What are you doing with your life? Are you living intentionally? What are you getting back at the end of the day? So we have to live intentionally. It's about making life. Now, I want to draw something here. When we're talking about life-changing decisions, it doesn't mean that it has to be a decision that shakes everywhere. You say, okay, I want to make a life-changing decision. I'm moving from my house. I'm resigning from my job. I'm doing, and you can make little life-changing decisions. I call them power moves. Power moves that will change your whole life forever. So don't wait until you say, okay, I can't take it anymore, so I'm moving on, I'm destroying this, whatever will come, will come. No, that's not what we are saying. You have to plan and move, make these decisions strategically. You might say, okay, I want to plan my life for the next 5 years. I can't be here anymore. I want to start this. You can start planning it small, 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 small. You can start attending the training. You can start saving the money. You can start acquiring the skills for that point. Because that's where some people also move it. They get choked and then they make decisions in a hurry. There are people that will get angry and say, in fact, I've gotten to that point. I cannot take it anymore. I need to make this decision. They get off their jobs, insult everybody, walk out of the system, and they go back hungry. They are broke 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. They are frustrated. The next thing they'll say, life is hard. God does not favor some people. So we have to be very careful. Plan. As you make the decisions, you make them in chewable bits. It's just like me now. I want to eat and I put a big piece of chicken. I'll be struggling with it. But you can do it strategically. That's why you need to set goals. You need to plan. This is 2025. Don't just plan and say, by March, I want to lose 30 kg. Then you skip 1, 2, 3, 10. You climb the scale. It's not shaking. You become frustrated. No, you can do it in bits. Okay, for now, I will try to cut down on eating late. I'll try to exercise for like 30 minutes. You won't say, I want to exercise. You've not exercised in 1 week. You've not exercised in 2 weeks. The day you hit the gym, you want to do for 72 hours. That's what happens to some people. So my response, just as I've said, I think I've answered the question extensively. At what point do you make a life-changing decision and how can you be convinced it's time? It's in meetings like this. When something hits you, you get a nudge in your spirit. You hear a word that you want to walk with. You look at your life, you do some plans and you say, okay, I need to make some decisions. Maybe I need to improve the relationships with people around me. So it doesn't have to be something that shakes everywhere, but you find out that those little decisions, little by little, I want to read a page of a book every day. I want to learn 1 new word every day. Before you know it, in a month, it's something massive. I want to invest in myself. I want to get trained. Every quarter, every this, I want to listen to something on YouTube, listen to somebody. I want to do something every day. That's how it happens. Your habits define your life. You'll find out that those things you spend a lot of time on, you may think that, oh, I'm just relaxing. I'm watching Nollywood. I'm not castigating Nollywood in any way. I'm watching TikTok. I'm watching this. I'm watching that. As you spend more time, those things you spend more time on, they define your life, whether we like it or not. No matter how disciplined you say you are, oh, I don't do this. I don't use negative words. But everything you watch, everything you take in, you spend so much time. Or you take so much time discussing with people, talking about this, you will find out that those habits are defining your life. And your habits define your future. So you have to be very careful. Before you know it, we're doing July. Before you know it, we're doing December. Before you know it, we're in 2020. If Jesus tarries, you know. But what people who make a difference are people who take control of every minute in their lives. So ladies and gentlemen, plan your life. You can live your life by design by just following these few things we've talked about. Prioritize, have a plan, build your capacity, develop joy, develop happiness, do a self-audit, get feedbacks, play to your strength, grow, be intentional about your growth, learning new things, developing yourself. And my prayer for us is by the next time we gather, by the next time we talk to you, by the next time we hear from you, it will not be the same. There will have been progress. That's the whole idea behind this. Don't just see it as another thing and say, all these things are so difficult. No, be intentional about your life. Thank you, everyone. Any question before I just, there's another webinar coming up, so I just want to tell us briefly about it before we close. But if you have any questions, you have any final words, this is the time to say it. Let me just hear from us. You have anything to say? You have any question? You can please unmute yourself and speak. I had a lot of people who registered for this meeting, but maybe we'll make the recording available to them. It's a Friday evening, so perhaps it became a bit tight. Any questions?
So
Okay.
hi, Bisoba.
Hello, sir. Good to
Good
see
evening,
you.
good morning,
All of the
Nigeria,
above.
all of the above. So I pretty much joined the webinar late, but I could at least, from what is being shared on the screen, I can see that it's all about our life and what we make out of it, right? So
Yeah.
just to also chip in that, yes, we are the architect of ourselves. We own whatever happens to us. So whatever we do now, we reflect as an effect for our future. So that's my take home from the few points I could gather. So I want to encourage everyone to reflect on what she has told us tonight. Do some reflection, review, 360 review of yourself, and always try to evaluate, self-evaluation. Also listen to feedbacks, because at times we are sometimes very rigid with feedbacks. So we should always try to embrace what people tell us about ourselves, so that it helps in shaping our behaviors and what we think we should be. Thank you, Ms. Oba. I think this should happen often, and I would like to join subsequently, because I just got into the hotel, so I just saw that you said it's time, so I had to rush in to join. But that's well done, good job, and keep it up, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate having you here, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I guess the family.
They were here to yours too. Thank you, everyone. So just to let us know what we have coming up. So I also recognize that, you know, sometimes we need someone to work with on this journey, you know, to say, okay, I've heard a lot of things, but I have this challenge, I have this issue, I need help here, I need help there. So I'll be having what I call a virtual roundtable, and it's all about unlocking real success. So there's something about following a pattern that works. That's what I've learned, you know. When I developed this passion for just sharing and trying to help people live more fulfilling lives, you know, exploring their potentials, is something I try to do by myself, that I've practiced myself, that works. So it's something I'd just like to share with people, but of course it takes commitment. So I'll be having 6 Saturdays virtual roundtable, just a small group of people. I'll be talking about how to unlock real success. We'll be looking at relationship, that's R, that's the real success. The truth is this: success is not a destination, it's a process, it's something that continues to happen, it's something that will continue working on. You minimize your weaknesses, develop your strengths, you know, how to work better with people. So my desire is to help you understand the keys you need to make progress in these areas. And as you make progress in these areas, of course, it affects your life as a whole. So in relationship, equipping, that's to equip you to develop this attitude, the right attitude, that's A, and then leadership. Leadership, we're all called to influence people. I believe we've heard of the book, You Do Not Need a Title to Be Called a Leader or to become a leader. Wherever you are, someone is watching you. Wherever you are, some with or without the title, someone is watching you. We all belong to families, someone is watching you. I've shared before with a group I discussed with how that a young boy spoke to me and told me, pump and plain, he said, Mrs. Oba, I want to be I was talking to the boy, I said, you need to study hard so that you can be an engineer. He said, no, I don't want to be an engineer. Okay, you want to be a doctor? He said, no, I don't want to be a doctor. You want to be a teacher? I don't want to be an engineer. I don't want to be a lawyer. What do you want to be? The boy said, I want to be a gatesman. I was shocked. I'd never heard that before. Why on earth would you say you want to be a gateman? He said, because the gateman in my house is so nice. He's so caring. He helps people wash their cars. He helps people open the gates. He's so nice to people. Most people will send him on errands and he will just go without knowing that gate man was influencing the boy. The boy was the leader he saw. And I'm sure the gate man perhaps could not read, could not write. But the boy did not see any other person as a role model, but he saw that gate man. And that's why we should all know that people are watching. There's someone somewhere. There might be a little child somewhere who is looking up to you. You are the only mentor, the only light that child may receive. The child may not be your biological child, but because of you, that child's life will change. So that's why it's important we talk about leadership. We talk about attitude. We talk about relationship. So I'm going to share a link to us. Okay, many of us are already, we have your details. So I will still send that link, but I think you can just pick it up. Give me a minute. I'll call it up and just put it in the chat so that we can all have it. Okay, so that being said, thank you for your time. So I'm going to send us the chat. I have all our details, so I think it's fine. Let me see if I can quickly call it up anyway. Okay, just give me a moment so that you can download it in case also that you can connect to it. So you can find me on social media. I try to, whatever message I have in mind, you know, that I want to share, I try to do that from time to time. So you can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok. I try to do some videos as often as I can. Let me stop sharing. Yes, let me stop sharing. So what I'll do now is just to post that link so that people can connect. So if you want to be part of that, but please, if you're coming, you know that we have a lot of work to do because we'll be discussing a lot of things. We'll have worksheets. We'll be sharing ideas. People will be speaking. It's not just listening. Okay, there'll be things we'll need to work on. So I've posted it there. If you want to join us, that is starting later this month. 6 Saturdays of really doing deep work into all these aspects and trusting God for productivity, fulfillment, impact at the end of the day. All right, people. So once again, I want to say thank you for spending this time with me. Next time when you see a meeting invite like this, please don't come alone. Tell somebody about it. It's free, does not mean that people won't gain something. No, it's something I'm just doing to impact as much as the Lord gives me ability to do so. All right, so thank you so much for your time. And I wish you all a pleasant evening. Do your affirmations. If you want to talk to me about it, you have any questions after now, you can all reach me. But I really enjoyed having you here today. Thank you so much. And God bless you. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Mo. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.